Hey yo, peace and welcome to the Jewel Exchange with Spit Gemz.
Bandana low fleece, hammers and gold teeth. Aerial architect, Paul examine the motif.
I ain't even gonna hold you, that shit sound fire, I'ma keep that.
Censorship is denial. I sense ships arriving. Your mind desensitized to eventually sympathizing.
Yo, nevertheless, I got something ill to build on today. It's no secret for all those who've been following me and know my story or know me well enough that I'm a super fanatic for the comic books, right?
Brooklyn, convict, slick, hard denims and soft levers. Sketch flex, open up your chest like a lost treasure.
I'm also a super student of philosophy.
Even the brokest man inside the room could pay attention. Play with conviction, be mindful who you play offensive. A man who lacks in heart and heft could always pay a henchman.
These are two of my passions, right? And you know, the comic books just always been something since I was young that really sparked my vocabulary crazy. I give mad credit to the comic books for my vocabulary being what it is.
I came back with more knowledge and firepower.
Not only that, but my imagination so influential on my life, right? So I figured, yo, it'd be ill, right, to take some of my favorite comic books, you know, joints that I was able to pull deep meaning from, or I found jewelry in them, something that enlightened me or sparked my mind, like, yo, this is ill. Might have made me change my, you know what I'm saying, my thought process at the time, or just added on to my arsenal. I figured I could share that with y'all, you know what I mean? We build on it and see where it goes. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna do, you know what I mean? I ain't got no strict format for them. I'm basically just gonna give y'all a brief run through of the story, you know what I mean? And point out what I think is the jewelry in there, and then give you an overall take on what I took away from the comic in all, you know what I mean, in total. We'll start with one of my favorite joints, right? And this joint right here, man, I'll give y'all a minute to look at it, you know what I'm saying? I'll throw that on the screen too. So the title of this joint, right, is Spider-Man's Tangled Web, number 6. But the story is called Flowers for Rhino. This is part 2 of 2, a small story arc running within the series. The title is off the riff, you know what I mean? If anybody's familiar with Flowers for Algernon, the book, right? This is a literary classic, know what I mean? So obviously this is a pastiche on that, what they would say, right? A play on words or a homage to that book, Flowers for Rhino, right? But what's illmatic about that title, this story arc is Rhino's illest story arc, right? This is his shining moment, right? So when you consider the title like that, Flowers for Rhino, it's almost like they were celebrating Rhino. First and foremost, shout out to the writer, Peter Milligan. The writing in this is fucking phenomenal, right? The artist, Duncan Fegredo. Yo, this art, man, I put it up there again. This shit is like, you know what I mean? You see the Rhino he got the robe on, you know what I mean? Macking in his fucking palace. Got the fucking painting of Spider-Man hanging over him. Got the mob boss daughter sitting on him. She drawing a heart on his heart with lipstick. You know what I'm saying? She in love with him. He got the armed security behind him. What's he doing though? Son is reading. Probably reading the book he wrote, you know what I'm saying? Or doing some deep, intense studies, you know what I mean? It's just an ill juxtaposition of the character to see Rhino in that way. The story is dope though, right? And I'll run through it real quick as I can, man. Keep it brief. So Rhino undergoes a procedure. He gets a new suit, right? The same scientists who give him the suit do a procedure on his brain. The procedure is to make him exponentially more intelligent. And it's it's an experimental procedure. So he gets the procedure done, right? At the same time this is going on, he's hired to be a bodyguard for the daughter of a crime boss. This woman is married to like an underling type cat, you know what I mean? Underworld criminal underling type, fucking Lester Diamond type, scumbaggery type cat. So first thing Rhino does when he gets up out of the laboratory, right, is he goes and checks on Shorty. Smashes through the wall, right? He's still not exactly intelligent yet, you know what I mean? But it's beginning, right? Smashes through the wall, but apologizes. Oh, my bad, I should have used the door, right? So the scumbag dude, right, the husband of the mob boss's daughter, tells him, yo, listen, man, this is what I need you to do. If you really want to protect her, I need you to run this job for me. So he sends Rhino on a dojo move, right here. Go through this. But it's a setup, right? Scumbag Lester Diamond, he calls Spider-Man and say, yo, Spider-Man, listen, son, Rhino gonna be there. Go get him. Okay, so boom, Rhino breaks out. He on his way over there. Shorty, though, in the background, she hears Lester Diamond scumbag face setting up Rhino, right? She not with that, right? She not fucking with that. She like, yo, you're a piece of shit. What type of man is you? Yo, you know what? I'm not even fucking with you no more, you dweeb. She dips up out of there. She hops in the whip. She goes to drive down to where the shit is supposed to be going down. She trying to stop Rhino, trying to save him. By the time she gets there, though, right? Spider-Man already pulled up. Everything already went down. The building about to blow up. The Rhino done smashed the building. He done fucking mollywop Spider-Man stupid. Watch them. Ming, mang, ming, bing, bang over here. Finished, right? Spider-Man got no wins in this fair one they shot, right? Because you got to keep in mind, Rhino getting more intelligent now. You know what I'm saying? So probably getting a little nicer with the hands. Movement getting a little iller. Know what I mean? But while this is all going down, Shorty pulls up in the whip. Rhino, yo, they set you up. He like, yeah, I mean, it's a little late for that. You see what it looked like, right? At the same time, Lester Diamond scumbaggery face, he in the whip, coming down the block, bang, bang, bang. Rhino turn, he see, son, the fuck out of here. Swipe him, dweeb. Whole V flip over, he out of here. He not dead. Some fall out the whip and all that. He gathering himself, but he fucked up. He over there. Meanwhile, building about to blow up. Spider-Man waking up, saving people. You know what I mean? Trying to get him out of there. Right before the building blow up and shit, the husband is now yelling at Shorty, yo, come on, you in danger. Spider-Man telling her, yo, what the fuck you doing? Get away from the Rhino. He's a madman, right? But she like, Rhino grab her up, right? She like, Rhino, get me out of here. He like, what do I do? She like, I don't know, I'm tired. You're gonna have to think for us, right? He said, damn. And this is a pivotal moment in the story right here. What I felt like was a super jewel, right? Rhino says in response, yo, I barely ever thought for myself. Now I gotta think for both of us? Crazy, right? Nevertheless, he gets her up out of there. They out of there. Yo, the scene switches from right there. The scene switches over, right? The next thing you see is the Rhino busting into Rikers Island, breaking through the wall of Rikers Island into the cell of a cat named the Mad Thinker. Right? His old big doofy head cat that's just a super criminal genius, right? He a dweeb, but he a criminal genius, right? So Rhino basically run down on son and pull a Frank White. Like, let him know, yo, son, let everybody know nothing going down no more. No fucking dice games. Not a nickel bag sold. Nothing that Rhino don't got in on, right?
No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing.
The scene switches again. The next time you see Rhino, my son is in a fucking ill 3-piece suit. Know what I mean? On the balcony of his motherfucking condominium overlooking the city. And he's narrating, he's saying, yo, it's been a month since the procedure. Yo, son, the motherfucker done took over the whole entire crime syndicate in the city. The whole entire city smashed it. He's the kingpin now, right? He done wrote a fucking novel. You know what I'm saying? He's reading Hamlet. He got the girl. You know what I'm saying? He got a legal team to orchestrate a way to make sure Spider-Man can't come nowhere near him. It's against the law to fuck with the Rhino now. But not only that, all of the millions and dollars of money he's making from the way he got the crime running, he's taking 95% of the earnings and feeding the poor and impoverished countries all over the world. Third world countries. This is what Rhino doing. Right? So Rhino is the fucking man. Rhino basically conquered the world, right? Got the girl, got his bread up, wrote a fucking book, figured out his enemy, got rid of him. He can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's game over. Son is the illest, right? This is the problem though, right? The procedure he had done has his intelligence exponentially increasing day by day. So one day, right, and you see the signs, right? Like he's reading Hamlet and he goes, yo, I'm gonna rewrite this shit because this is poor grammar. The prose is kind of weak. You know what I mean? Like he like, fuck Hamlet. Hamlet is trash, right? So he's beginning to lose joy in things and beginning to fail to see the beauty in things, right? And this culminates in the climactic moment of this is when Shorty one day runs up on him, give him a hug, a kiss. Rhino, I love you. And he like, yo, fuck off me, you know what I mean? Like, you annoy me. You pester me, you know what I'm saying? Because like this whole love shit you talking is nothing more than a chemical reaction based off pheromones and And he basically quantifies the sequence of love and the process of it, right? And then by doing so, he diminishes the ultimate value in it, right? The mystery of love, right? And the necessity for it, right? Because once you quantify something, you feel like you conquered it, like you're like, I'm above it now, you know what I'm saying? So once he does that and he sends Shorty away, breaks her fucking heart, right? She like, yo, I can't believe this shit. You've crushed me. She dips on son. And in that moment, he realizes that he was wrong, right? Because right there, his heart breaks and he goes, holy shit, what the fuck did I do, big? Yo, I just ruined my one path to fucking happiness and joy. Yo, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm done now. I violated, right? And this is because the heart still broke, even though he had the equation, right? He understood the math and the science, but the heart still broke. You know what I mean? In that moment, he like, yo, I'm done. It's a wrap. He was ready to self-check out. This is a fact, right? So this is what he's done with life. So this is what he decides to do. He calls Spider-Man and says, yo, check this out. I know who you are. I know you Peter Parker. I've been known. It ain't nothing. It's a small thing. I know who all the heroes is. I developed an algorithm a while back, you know what I mean, to figure out the secret identities of all superheroes and shit. So it ain't nothing, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna blow you up or nothing, but here, take these hard drives, these discs, you know what I mean? This is the whole blueprint and schematics for my entire criminal enterprise and everything I got going on, right? Take it and do what you will with it. You win. You got it, bro. You know what I mean? You got it. I'm out. My son goes up to the top of the Brooklyn Bridge. Standing at the edge of the Brooklyn Bridge like, yo, it's a wrap. It's time to make that leap. I'm done with everything. I lost my boo. You know what I mean? So right before he does what would have been his demise, you know what I'm saying? He has one last genius thought. He goes, oh shit, you know, because the procedure that they had ran on him was irreversible. But right then and there, in his final moment, in his darkest moment, he has one more stroke of genius.
Every mind you come across is a potential lesson. Right. So never mind if love is lost, long as you gain direction.
And he figures out the algorithm, the sequence to how to reverse it, right? So he goes to the doctor, to the scientist, has them reverse it, and he goes, yo, not even that. Make me a little stupider than I was before you know what I mean? I don't never want to get back here to the back in your chair. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's what he does, man. And you know the comic ends up with this is the ill shit. The comic ends up with son smashing through the crime boss's pad and shit. They having a meeting, he's smashing through there, you know what I mean? Screaming, I am who I am type shit. You know what I mean? This is who I am. And I just, the whole shit, man, was so poetic to me. The thought that there's a limit to intelligence, right? So you take into consideration scientists of today and different people today in certain fields, you know what I mean, that are looking to basically quantify the human soul and quantify love and break us down to fucking digits, man. You know what I'm saying? And chemical reactions and all that and manipulate us based on that information. So the grand jewel in this joint for me, right, was that there's a limit, right? There's a limit to intelligence and not only what we can know, but what we should know. And even when we think we have it all figured out, right? Love is still the highest vibration, right? Because Rhino's heart still broke. You know what I mean? His heart still broke, and that was still the feeling that superseded everything and drove him almost to his demise. You know what I'm saying? So that's the grand jewel in this joint right here. But I'll point something else out too. In the very beginning of the comic book, the first panel when it starts it's the scientist and Rhino, and they're standing in the center of a labyrinth. And he goes, yo, I don't remember how I got here. Rhino saying this. And the scientist tells him, yo, just retrace your steps, work backwards, and try to figure out how it is you got here into the center. Instead of doing that, my son just fucking smashes a straight path through all the walls of the labyrinth, right? Gets out. At first glance, you look at that and you like, son is a bozo, right? But at the same time, though, this is the beginning of him also using that intelligence, right? Because a part of being intelligent is understanding your capabilities, right? So the fastest way for him to get out of there was that way, because he understood his power and he understood his capabilities, right? So I found some ill juxtaposition in two ways you can look at that, like how to get out of a maze when you find yourself trapped in certain positions. You know what I mean? It's not always playing by the rules of the maze. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's turning the maze upside down and using your capabilities to get the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? But yo, if you a comic book collector, if you into comic books and you love this type of shit, man, I'm gonna do a couple of these. I got a couple comic books I pulled out my stash and all that I looked at and I'm like, yo, this one, you know, I'm going through them from memory and like, yo, going through what they was about and just picking out which ones would be dope, you know what I mean, to run something like this on. And no, that's fucking it, man. Peace.
Is a potential lesson. Right. So never mind if love is lost, long as you gain direction. I learned in time I had to raise my vibe to raise a question.